Hey YouTube, hopefully y'all can hear me, cause y'all know my earphones, sometimes they do what they do, sometimes they want to act stupid. But anyway, I decided to get um, on YouTube real quick because I just wanted to talk about something that I know a lot of people have been going through when it comes to like dealing with a lot of ignorance and craziness and stuff like that. And you get to that point where you battling with depression, anxiety, and shit, and you have a lot of people around you, but it's like no one's listening to you, and people walking over you and treating you like shit. So I don't know why they talk about somebody got to send an email to get whatever. But here's my advice to you. If you're one of those people that's going through tough times, it's up to you to find a way to get out of it. Don't keep going through it. Don't try to find a way to fix it, especially if you're someone who realizes that it's an ongoing situation. Like, let's just say that you're not in a happy relationship and you find yourself trying to find ways to fix it, whether it's an abusive relationship or y'all find yourselves always arguing or y'all feel like y'all can't communicate or y'all not seeing eye to eye with certain stuff or whatever the situation is, get out of it. It could be a situation with a friend that you may have where you feel like this, where you felt at first like this person is your friend, but then you realize that they're doing stuff that irritates you, or they keep accusing you of doing stuff that irritates them, or whatever the situation is. Don't keep letting it go on and on and on for days, months, weeks, and years if you realize that no matter what y'all do, nothing is fixing it. Um, as for me, I've been in plenty different situations, and I actually was just talking to somebody. I'm not going to fully get into the conversation we were having, but I was letting that person know about how I felt about certain stuff relationship wise because I never really been in any relationships. I only been in one for a short period of time. Um I already told y'all YouTube. I told y'all about that situation, but clearly it only lasted about I'll say about probably 5 to 6 months because I wasn't in a happy space. As y'all know, I was living with my aunt, uncle, and cousins in West Philly. And when I moved there, I had pretty much nothing to my name. I mean, the only thing I probably had was like a couple of clothes here and there and a cell phone. I ain't had no money to keep the phone on. I had to keep asking for money to keep my phone service. Um, I really ain't never have nothing. So I lived at my aunt's house because, of course, they said that I could stay there. Because, of course, I guess they wanted to see me on those street or wherever the situation probably would have been. So I thought everything was fine because I mean, like everything was fine when I used to go over there and visit or spend the night for a couple of days, whatever the case may be. So I thought everything was going to be fine. I feel like I got along with my uncle, I got along with my aunts, I got along with my cousins. Like all the vibes was good. Every time I used to go over there and visit, I'm hugging, shaking hands, and stuff like that. But living was a whole nother situation. Everything was good at first, but then it got to a point where it seemed like it was always complaints. No matter what I did, everything was always wrong. To be honest, I like staying to myself. I don't really like being bothered. I'm a self person. Y'all seen it because when I used to be on Belly Street, I used to always be to myself on my laptop doing videos or on my cell phone or if I had tablet or stuff like that. But when I was living in West Philly, my aunt and I didn't get that opportunity. I pretty much had to be around everybody at all times because my aunt had her own room. One cousin had his own room. Another cousin had her own room. They had kids and stuff. Then I had one cousin who was sleep in the living room with me. When I first got there, then he eventually moved out, so I had probably like a few nights to myself downstairs. Up until my uncle, he ended up coming downstairs, and his room was the dining room, and I stayed in the living room. But then again, like I said, you got the kids. They need they play area because they be up early in the morning. They need their play area. So now it's like everybody who sleep upstairs, they could stay asleep all day if they wanted to. But when it comes to those who are downstairs, we didn't get the same respect as those who was upstairs. When they got up early in the morning, they come downstairs, they want to play around, they want to pull toys out, they want to be loud, uh digging in stuff that they know they ain't got no business digging in. And then it's like at the end of the day, I'm not about to be cleaning up after people. Everybody in this house is pretty much old enough to clean up after themselves. Well, at least majority of the people in the house. Um, the only person that may have been young and still needed some help was my cousin Bryson, but all my other cousins, everybody was old enough to clean up after themselves. And I'm like, at the end of the day, y'all get to sleep all day while we gotta stay up at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, but everybody else get to be upstairs asleep. And then it's like another thing that used to piss me off is the fact that um it could be like 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning and my aunt would ask the whole house, can somebody go to the store for her? And it started off with her children. And it's like they would tell, like they used to tell her, well, they pretty much used to make excuses on why they wasn't going or why they didn't want to go. And it's like at the end of the day, I didn't there get in the tub yet. I ain't there wash up. I ain't get my hygiene together. I didn't do nothing. I just woke up, got eye boogies in my eyes, sneezing, coughing, probably slop coming out my mouth because I sleep my mouth open. And it's like the first thing I gotta do is I gotta go to the store. I ain't got enough time to hop in the shower. It's like like I said, my little cousins will be there. So so majority of them would be upstairs asleep. And she would ask one of them to come down to go downstairs to see if I'm up. Or maybe she'd catch me going to the bathroom. And she know everybody else done told her no. So now I'm the last opportunity to go to the store. And it's like it's fucked up because at the end of the day, I don't mind going to the poppy store, but anywhere else, at the end of the day, I don't really like that neighborhood. I don't fuck with nobody. I'm not cool with nobody. I don't have no friends in that motherfucking neighborhood. I don't feel comfortable doing shit that everybody else in the house may be comfortable with doing. Or pretty much going in certain areas. And I've been explaining to everybody, I explained to everybody that, like, y'all motherfucking know these people in the neighborhood. I don't. I'm not from this neighborhood. Yeah, they might send a porch, whatever case may be, but this is y'all people. I'm my own person. I'm a whole different breed. I get comfortable by being around y'all. That's the reason why I might come out on the porch and I might dance around and shit like that. But other than that, I don't know these people. Um, but yeah, so then it's like I just kept on not feeling good, getting sick. I was gaining a lot of weight, eating the wrong foods when I was eating and drinking. Um, I had fluid in my body to the point where my aunt had to keep asking me to check my blood pressure and stuff like that. And everything was high. I kept getting sick. I kept having to call the ambulance to go to the doctors. I was having asthma attacks and stuff like that. So it just got to the point where it's like, and this is around the pandemic time. So during that time, it's like I would try to make doctor appointments to places, and it's like they not taking no new patients because they don't know who got COVID, who don't got COVID, and they trying to make their environment as safe as possible. So I just got to the point like I don't know what to do because no matter who I try to make an appointment with, nobody is taking new patients, especially since I wasn't living in that area. And then I don't have enough money. Matter of fact, I didn't really have no money at all. So I can't go back to North Philly where I would have no problem because that was my main doctors. Unless I asked for a ride, and then it's like, how the hell am I going to ask for a ride if I barely got phone service because I ain't never got no money to pay to keep my phone on. Yeah, it was crazy. And then it's like, um, I'm over there arguing with my cousins because, of course, they want to complain. Like, y'all could say and do whatever the hell y'all want, but when I'm having phone conversations with my friends or whatever, they don't want to hear the conversations I'm having. Then they want to complain, oh, I'm talking too loud. I'm talking all night long. I'm like, at the end of the motherfucking day, everybody is loud in this house. Y'all play video games, y'all play music, y'all blast music, y'all smoking, drinking, doing everything. And I don't say shit to nobody, nor do y'all ever hear me make a complaint. I could be asleep on the couch and y'all all loud and doing whatever, and I don't say a goddamn thing, but all because I'm finally on the phone with a friend or somebody, and y'all don't like the conversation I'm having, although it's none of y'all damn business. Y'all want to try to start making complaints. And it's like I feel like they pretty much was instigating. Yeah, I feel like they like it was weird. So I last for about 3 years. I mean, a lot of stuff went on. Then, of course, when the pandemic came, everybody was making money. Everybody's getting their own money. So we tried to have as much fun as we could, going to Dave and Buster's and going to different parks and going here and there. And I went to Atlanta for the first time. Um, but then again, I wasn't there really happy during the pandemic because it still seemed like I could never be happy. Somebody always wanted this, somebody always wanted that. So I just got to a point where it's like, if I got a better opportunity, I'm gonna take it because I was just getting irritated. And it's like at the end of the day, I'm not a child. Y'all not about to keep talking to me any way y'all want. Y'all not about to keep bullying me. Y'all not about to keep treating me whatever the fucking way y'all want. And I'm not about to sit here and keep arguing and fighting with y'all every single day. So I'm gonna just remove myself from the situation. And that's what I did. I mean, I last for as long as I could. And then it just got to the point where it's like, all right, I love y'all fan, but I gotta go. And that's what made me come up here. But by the time I came back to North Philly, the pandemic was pretty much over. I mean, yeah, people were still getting COVID here and there, and people were still wearing masks every now and then, but it was dying down. So by the time I got back up to North Philly, I realized that the neighborhood I live in now, it was a little bit more comfortable, and I was able to go out and do more things that I probably normally wouldn't do, like walking to doctors by myself and going here and there and walking all different areas. Um, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of crazy people. It's some crazy people in this neighborhood, but to be honest, it's a lot more comfortable than how I felt in West Philly. Like, how can I explain it? I feel like in West Philly, yeah, you might got people that was cool. My aunt, that's cool. My uncle, that's cool. My cousins, that come sit on the porch and whatever the case may be. But just because they cool with them, don't mean they gonna be cool with you. Because yeah, they could try to save face. I respect with who they cool with, knowing that that's your family or whatever the case may be. But you could walk off the block and these same people be looking at you funny, saying slick shit out their mouth and shit like that. And that's why I didn't really fuck with nobody, and I ain't trust nobody on that block or in that neighborhood. I hate West Philly. Like, for example, this lady that lived next door. I mean, she was cool when she wanted to be, but I remember having conversations with my cousin. Um, and she'd be like, she keep looking at you, always saying stuff about what you be wearing and shit like that. And at first, I wasn't catching on to it because I try to be nice and I speak to everybody. But then after a while, it's like, I mean, I guess she tried to, I don't know. I guess she's trying to get to know me or whatever because, of course, I was living there and she'd see me every day. And I'm very antisocial. If I don't know you, I'm not going to speak to you. And everybody pretty much was trying to, I guess, get me to connect with everybody on the block. And I'm like, I don't know y'all like that. I don't fuck with y'all. And I guess because she spoke to everybody else in the house, now that I was living there, and my aunt and them was like, Damien don't talk to nobody. You could try, but if he don't fuck with you, he don't fuck with you. And she pretty much was like, all right, I'll find a way to get him to talk to me. So she'd keep trying to joke around and try to be my friend or whatever the case may be. But you're not about to try to use that against me and then think just because now I talk to you and I speak to you, you could try to be offensive, complimenting without, I mean, not even compliment, but saying disrespectful shit about what I choose to wear or how I present myself. And then you act like I'm not paying close attention. Cause I remember one time, um, my cousins asked could they bring the pool outside. Now, at the end of the day, it's hot as shit. Everybody hot, everybody sweating. It's only one pool. So they asked to bring the pool outside. And I mean, like, I was standing there with them from time to time. Not all the time, because I don't really like getting wet. But I stand there from time to time. And at first we had put it on the sidewalk in front of the house. But of course, like kids on the block be riding their bikes. People be wanting to walk by and stuff like that. So eventually, we just decided to start putting it on the porch. And then of course, my cousins is badasses. They want to play with the whirlpools, and cars be driving by, and people be complaining that they getting wet. So we was like, forget it. We just gonna put the pool on the porch. Um. And of course, I'm not going to get in the pool fully dressed. So I'll put like some shorts on and stuff like that. And I'm sitting there minding my business, trying to make sure that it's not too much water in the pool because of course my little cousin Bryson, he's short. He probably was like about 3 or 4 at the time. And he like to follow after what the older kids are doing. They like to try to swim and duck their head in the water. And I'm like, at the end of the day, he choking and he got asthma and stuff, and you can't do what you see them doing. You only a baby at the end of the day. So that's one of the main reasons why I was getting in the pool with all of them to make sure that he was good. And she'll just keep on staring at me and saying slick shit. And I'm like, why is your main focus on me? Like, bitch, don't you got your own goddamn problems? And I guess she'd think that I'm not catching on to it, but bitch, I am catching on, especially when my cousin started telling me that she was catching on as well. But yeah, it was a lot of people in that neighborhood I ain't really fuck with. They was weird. Um I've seen her at the funeral and she act like she didn't want to speak, and I knew you know it's me. Who else do you know going dressed the way I was dressed in the whole purple suit? But I don't give a fuck because I ain't fuck with you anyway. Anyway, but yeah, it was a lot of people I ain't really like in that neighborhood. Um Another thing I ain't like about that neighborhood is people is nosy. And it's like everybody know everybody business, and I'm not that type of person. Especially if it's something that I don't want to share with everybody, and it's like something that I find should be personal. Shouldn't nobody know if I'm getting PUA. Nobody should know if I'm on SSI. Nobody should know where I sleep in the house, where my clothes is in the house, or anything that goes on in that house. Is I'm not sharing my damn self. If y'all want to tell all y'all business and y'all think these y'all friends, whatever the case may be, y'all do y'all. But when it comes to me, nobody should know anything about me unless I decide to share that information myself. And y'all know how families are when something happened in the house and they need somebody to talk to, so they all loud and screaming, and the walls is thin, so everybody in the whole block can hear whatever's going on. I ain't like that. Um, but yeah, it was crazy, y'all. Y'all should know because, like I said, I done already spoke a lot about it in my YouTube videos. And of course, when I done my wig reviews and mannequin hair reviews, y'all heard my little cousins in the background. I had to tell them to stop touching stuff. Um, don't get me wrong. We had our fun moments. We had moments where we got along, but there was a lot of times that got on my nerves, and I'm like, look, I ain't about to put up with it. Um, but during that time, as y'all know, I was just sick and tired of being in the house, and everybody else was able to go out, have fun, go clubbing, go out to eat, do whatever they want. And I was just always stuck in the house because I ain't had no money most of the time. So, um, I had a friend who I was talking to on Facebook, and we've been talking to each other for a few years. And it just got to the point where it's like, look, I'm sick and tired of being in the house. You don't live that far away. You got 2 cars and you be coming to Philly, come scoop me up. And that's what happened. We met each other in person. I went to the crib and I go over there. What is this? Um, Yeah, that's pretty much about it. I went over there, and about 5 to 6 months later, I just wasn't fucking with you like that no more. The dating experience was an epic fail, especially when the motherfucker is lying and being sneaky and thinking they could just do whatever the fuck they want. And then it's like, it's pretty much like we in the same house together. I'm not doing nothing wrong. I'm at your crib. Don't when I talk on the phone though, if it ain't my aunt calling me to check in on me or another family member calling me to check in on me, I'm talking to my friend Danny. And this nigga, you lying, you're cheating, you're keeping secrets. And the only time you gonna tell me the truth is if you feel like that Imma eventually find out. Y'all know the situation. I'm not about to keep repeating the same situation because I know already revealed what I'm talking about. Oh shoot, it's a white guy gets jumped for constantly saying the N-word. Well, that's what happens when you got certain people that get a little too comfortable. Oh, this video crazy. So I'm guessing they all was friends. It's a group of black guys, and it's about like two white guys. And I guess one of them got comfortable because he got black friends, so he starts saying the N words. Now they trying to jump him. Oh wow, that's crazy. Well, that's how I be nowadays. That's how I be nowadays. Me personally, I'm not racist. I try to get along with everybody. I don't care what you do, who you are, what you are. I try to get along with everybody. I had friends at school when I was in Delta. I had friends from all over the place because that's the type of person I am. I like to get along with anybody and everybody. And I don't think nobody from a different race actually used the N word, not that I know of. But I do think that there probably was some racist people at the school. Um, and the reason why I think that is because there's this one student that I never got along with, and the crazy thing about it is we never ever got along, and he's been at the school ever since I first started going to the school. We was on the same school bus and everything. I'm not even going to say his name. And I'm not the only person that he didn't had. I I don't know. I don't want to say that he was racist because don't get me wrong, he did get along with other black people, but I don't know. I feel like it was just a bit weird. He did used to say and do stuff that trigger you though. So I think he's one of those people where if something happened or something said something done that he don't like, that's when he'll say something that trigger you and make you think he racist. Because like I said, I did see him get along with some black staff members and some black students at the school. But he's one of those type of people where if he feel triggered, he'll say some slick shit out of his mouth to make you want to punch him in it. So one time, I'm trying to remember what happened. So one time, I think we was in the reading room. We had this little reading room, which was like a library at the school. And no, that's not what happened. I was at I was at the art room because the art room was downstairs and the reading library was upstairs near the gym room. And as I was going in the art room, I heard him make a comment because I guess the reading teacher had a picture of me when I was younger. And I heard him say something slick as I was walking into the art room. So um when I went to art room, I'm like, who the hell baby picture is he talking about? And then when I heard them saying that the picture was of me, and I'm like, well, what the I'm like, I was so irritated. 'Cause I'm like, what the hell they mean? Like, what picture are they referring to? I was about to whoop his ass, but they're trying to block me, so I couldn't go to the reading room. But oh, trust and believe, he didn't got his ass whooped. He surely did. I remember one time he had talking trash, and we was in the same classroom at the time. And this is before I had my brain surgery. So I kept telling him to shut up and stop running his mouth, but he ain't want to listen because he felt like the teachers was going to protect him. So I played it off like I wasn't going to do nothing. And soon as they called my bus, I took a book and I folded it. I rolled it up. I slapped the shit out of him. He gonna toss me. He gonna call his lawyer. Nigga, ain't nobody scared of you or your lawyer. I came back to the school after I had my brain surgery. About a couple probably months or years later, we was back in the same classroom, and he was saying that same line. He gonna call his lawyer. Nigga, if you was gonna call your lawyer, you should have called it the last time I slapped you. I sure did. I told him, stop running your damn mouth. Cause I'm not like these other students. I tried to play it off like I wasn't gonna do nothing. He thought that I was just gonna walk out the classroom. So I walked past his desk. I turned around. That joint said slap. I was like, doing. But yeah, I do think that I had some racist people at the school. I ain't never gonna lie. They might not said the N word or whatever the case may be, but I still do think that some of them could have been racist. I think some of the staff members was racist too. It wasn't just the students. But yeah, I know in the beginning when I first went to Delta, of course, there was some racist. That was like late 2000, 2001. So yeah, I know for sure some of those staff members at Delta ain't like black people around that time. I know for sure that. And the reason why I think so is because when I first went to Delta, I think her name was Miss Kennedy or Miss Kenny. I don't remember what her name is, or something that had to do with Ken. um, but yeah, she is a Caucasian lady, and my teacher aide name was Mr. Wilson. He was African American. In the beginning, everything was good because I was a new student, so everybody was pretty much trying to get to know me, and I was pretty much probably the youngest in the classroom. I think I don't know. I might have been the youngest in the classroom. I don't know. Cause I didn't know everybody age. And but anyway, I felt like I was the youngest in the classroom because the majority of the students were older than me. So in the beginning, I was still trying to figure out the school, still trying to get to know people, how people act towards me. And after I got used to being at the school, of course, I had bullies, I had people I ain't like, so I started acting accordingly. And when you act up in the classroom, there was this teacher who he taught the older students. Now these students was students that was probably like in their teenage years. They like 18, 19, 20, maybe 21. So there was a teacher where they used to take the bad kids to his classroom, and he in every classroom in the F building had like a little office. It was like a teacher's office. Um, and that's where most of the older students would be playing video games because they had like a TV, a VCR and DVD player, and they had hooked a like Xbox or Nintendo or whatever they was playing up to the TV, and they'd play video games. So of course, one day I was acting up, and they made me go in that classroom, and they called themselves pretty much trying to brutally beat on me until they felt like I learned my lesson. And then you'll go back to the classroom crying and having to apologize to the teacher and apologize to the teacher aide. And this is what the school allowed people to do to you. And this is going for years. And they'd be sitting there talking about how they didn't do students over the roof and they didn't did this to students and then did that to students. But then y'all want to be going around talk about something. This is a no bully zone and like, man, that's why when I did that video, I was like, Delta need to tell the truth because majority of the shit they saying is a whole bunch of lies. But yeah, Delta is a school I spent most of my time at. Any other school, I really wasn't there for too long. especially since I got kicked out of Walnut Elementary and I got kicked out of community school. My nose stuffy and it's starting to itch. Yeah, y'all. I went to the schools I remember going to was Walnut. No, it was Walnut Elementary. Then I think it was community school. Yeah, I think it was community school. I got expelled out of both of those schools. I went to Bell Avenue for a short period of time. Left Bell Avenue. I was getting homeschooled. Um, yeah, I was getting homeschooled, and then they're trying to find some other schools for me, but I guess they couldn't find the schools. So then eventually they end up finding the Delta school. No, I went to Devereaux for some time. Yeah, I think I went to Devereaux after I got kicked out of community school. I had to go to Devereaux and then I was getting homeschooled and all this other stuff. And then they eventually they I guess they found school and that's when I end up having to go to Delta. And I went to Delta from like late December of 2000 all the way to June of 2013. Yep. So that pretty much was that. I got expelled out of Walnut Elementary because I kicked the principal in the stomach. I got expelled out of community school because I kept on fighting staff members and students. Yeah, I'm getting sleepy. I'm about to get off this YouTube because I was waiting for my friend Danny to call back, but ain't no telling what the hell he doing. I'll talk to y'all later because I'm over here getting sleepy.